Manel Starboy Cop, Kyoji Karate Kid Horiguchi. These two guys are once again going at it, throwing down. This is a rerun, kind of a rerun, a sequel to their duology. Because once upon a time, these guys were both rising stars in the Rising promotion, and now, as rising stars in the UFC, they've got to decide who is going to go on to contest for the title eventually. They have to get through each other once more. And the winner last time was Kyoji Horiguchi, but surprisingly, the odds favor or lean towards Manel Kape. He is the favorite going into this fight, even though if we look at the page, there's no glaring difference. They're pretty close in reach, but what does stand out, which is not listed in this page right here, or at least right where I'm looking at, Manel Kape is 32 years old. Kyoji Horiguchi is 35 years old. 32 prime years, basically. 35 not prime years. But I disagree 100%, 1000% with these odds. Kyoji Horiguchi will win. Tell me, do you see a difference in these two photos? Yes, the trunks are very different. The guard, low hands, high guard. But what really stands out is no shoes versus shoes. Why does Manel Kape have shoes in the same promotion at a later point, a later stage in his time there? The reason is because if you look even at his fight with Horiguchi, that fight actually is a big tell as to why he needed shoes. And he learned his lesson against Olga Sasuke when he saw him wearing shoes and getting the better of him in that fight. But that Horiguchi fight, let's stick to Horiguchi because he's fighting Horiguchi this Saturday. He had no grip. He wasn't able to cover that distance, that range, the void between him and Kyoji Horiguchi. And Kyoji, he kept waiting for Manel Kape to come in, and he would hit him with a 1-2. And eventually Manel Kape would have to duck because he knew when he tried to come in, he couldn't land. He would slip, or he just wasn't quick enough. Those are two possible choices, possible options as to why he suffered a loss against Kyoji Horiguchi. Perhaps Kyoji just learned grappling and was the better striker from the jump, but he had learned and owned his grappling after a loss to Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson in the UFC. Perhaps. Or maybe it was just the lack of shoes, the lack of grip. But it's an even playing field. They both don't have shoes, so keep that in mind. He is southpaw. Manel Kape nowadays is southpaw. He fought Kyoji Horiguchi orthodox, but he is southpaw. He likes to switch stances depending on his opponent, though. In this fight with Brandon Royval, he was orthodox so that he could have that lead battle with the lead leg, step outside, and hit him with something inside. And ultimately, that led to this consequential moment where he stepped in, where he pressured him. He pushed the pedal and he got Brandon Royval backing up, nearing to the post, and he knew he could sandwich him there. So he stepped in to southpaw in between his legs and hit him with the lead hook, that powerful, devastating lead hand, which is rear hand when he's in his opposite stance. But he finished him like that. But it doesn't matter what stance you're in with Kyoji Horiguchi. Regardless of if you're southpaw or orthodox, he's going to chew up those legs. Look, this is him. Same stance, orthodox or southpaw. Oh no, he was orthodox in this, but he was able to kick his legs even when he has to kick inside because they are both matching stances. He can kick with his back leg inside and still cause damage. And also, an important detail about Manel Kape, what we see here is this lead leg battle. What he likes to do, this tendency of Manel Kape is dipping his head. He likes to dip his head. And here is a better look at it. In fight, when he's striking, when he's matching stances, I believe it was Asu Almabayev. He's matching stances, or not matching stances, he's just reflecting. He is southpaw in this fight, and he's fighting a lead leg, lead hand battle. And what he happens to do in order to open up his advances is he teases as if he's going to lean his head inwards and throw something, perhaps a right, an overhand right, or a jab to the body, something like that. But ultimately, it's just, it's a feint. It's a feint. It's something to get you thinking about what could be because he has such devastating power. But It doesn't matter because Horiguchi will make you pay. He will kick you up high. He's gonna kick Manel Kape up high in the middle, down low, wherever there is an available target because he is he is just masterful. He knows where to pick apart his opponents. He knows how to pick them apart, and he can do that at range. He can come in and make it challenging, make it difficult for his opponent. Like in this right here in this moment with Tagir Alanbekov, where he's at range and he instantly closes that distance, even though Tagir, which you gotta think about it, Manel doesn't have a reach advantage at all against Kyoji Horiguchi. They're pretty evenly matched there, but in this fight, Tagir has an insane reach advantage. He is height mogging, but Kyoji Horiguchi, he cuts that distance. He cuts the void and makes it impossible for Takura to get his game off. So he's able to leap in and land his own devastating blows. And he even did that against Manel Kape in their first fight. There's no doubt in my mind this is just going to be a rerun, a rewatch, kind of. Just the only thing that's going to change is it's like you took the fight and pulled it out of the ring and placed it in an octagon. That's the only difference of this fight. It's going to end up the same. They're both going to have to deal with slipperiness. Obviously, it's going to be a much smaller octagon because, in the big stages, the octagon's bigger, but this one it's a little smaller. But still, that's still more distance, more for Kyoji to work around and move laterally and pick apart Manel Kape at range and then come in range and then be out of range again and not make stupid mistakes like in that Sergio Pettis fight. There's just no chance that Manel Kape wins. Realistically, he would be betting on power, but he can't even touch Kyoji Horiguchi. He poses a problem just like Michael Venom Page, where it's going to be a boring fight, except that Kyoji, he is opportunistic. He also grapples. He does a lot of things. He's not just a one-trick pony. He's not just fighting at range. He can break that range up and fight you inside and then get back out. He's improved. Obviously, he's improved in striking. He's owned it, really. You wouldn't say an improvement, you would say own it. Whereas his grappling, that has improved drastically. And that, even in their first fight, it's what got him the victory. He submitted Manel Kape with an arm triangle. I full I fully believe in Kyoji Horiguchi in this fight. I would be shocked if Manel Kape was able to catch him against the post, something like he did against Brandon Royval, but you never know. A lot of surprising things have happened as of late. Just like this past event at the White House. Crazy stuff. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. That's about it.